obviously Game 7 you guys clinched in dominating fashion, but you got to wait a little while. How do you make sure that the good play, that the hotness of this team rolls over, even though you've got to wait a few days?
Oh, I think it just starts at practice, just continue to work hard in practice, be sharp passes, stuff like that, and make sure the locker room is not too relaxed,
Is it tough to carry that momentum over?
No, not really. Not with the group of guys we have here, The leaders we have here will make sure that everybody's tight and together and stuff like that, so.
What is it about this team that when your back's against the wall, when you're down 3-1, you start playing your best hockey? That has to be a good feeling, but also like you're pulling your hair out.
No, it definitely was. I know in Game 6 I almost had a heart attack, man. I didn't want to go in overtime there. And I don't know. I think older guys know how to win on this team, and I noticed that last year when I got here in December. And I've been playing against these guys for a couple years now, so they just know how to win, man. And
Muskegon or Flint, any preference for you?
No, we got to win anyway. So either team, it's going to be a battle, I think. So we'll wait and see. We got to win. So
if I'm remembering right, you were on Flint at the beginning of last year before you came to the Komets. So would it be nice to play against those guys? Would you not want to play against those guys, or would it be a nice feeling for you?
Well, I played in Bloomington last year.
Oh,
I played in Flint my first 2 years pro, so kind of know that building a little bit. But it doesn't matter to me, man. I just want to win. So either team's good with us.
Whatever makes us win the whole series, but obviously I think you don't want to be 3-1 down. We'll definitely try to have a better start to the next series, and just kind of try to play the kind of hockey we're playing when we're down 3-1 right off the start, and that's what we'll shoot for.
Now it's kind of a hurry up and wait game for you guys because you have to wait a couple of days. How do you keep that momentum going in practice and be ready and be sharp when you've got a little time to rest?
Well, the rest is good. We had a day off yesterday, and now we get to have a few solid practices and just keep the intensity in practice and without wearing ourselves out, going short and hard out there. And, it's mostly mental at this point of the season. I think everybody knows what they have to do physically. We just got to stay on top mentally, I think.
Talk a little bit about what you guys were able to do the last 3 games of the series. What was really clicking for you guys as far as out there on the ice?
I think we just played with more desperation, played with a bit more intensity, and we just didn't want to lose. We just didn't want to end this way, and next series I think it'll be key for us to kind of trick our mind and maybe put ourselves in that situation right off the bat, first game, and kind of have that mentality where we just don't want to lose.
Muskegon or Flint, do you have any preference? I know you're probably going to say none, but do you have any?
Not really. The only preference I would have is if we end up playing Flint, we'll have home ice advantage, and in the case of a Game 7, that'd be huge. So that's probably the only advantage that I could see us in picking one of those two teams. Muskegon will be tough and probably be pretty potent offensively, and Flint's kind of more of an all-around team, and they'll give us both a real good challenge. It's just the home ice would be pretty big.
All right, Coach, just talk a little bit about what you guys were able to do, especially in the last 3 games of the series. I mean, between a rock and a hard place, and you guys pull out 3 straight.
Yeah, I think our offense got going. We had only scored 2 goals the first, I think it was 4 games, and we needed to start putting some goals on the board. We knew we had to get to 3 or 4 to start winning, and sure enough, we did. And got a big win up in Port Huron, which was a tough place to play in the playoffs. We lost one in overtime there, lost another one late in the game, and finally found a way to win one late in the game, and of course brought the momentum back home here in the 7th game. And I thought we played our best defensive game of the year, maybe of the year. Bush was tremendous when they did have chances, but I thought our team defensively really held Port Huron in check.
Now that you guys have a few days to kind of get back and get a little healthy, how do you keep the momentum going once you're going to be starting the Turner Cup final?
Well, I think our guys know what's at stake, and we certainly don't want to fall behind 3-1 or 3-0 again. And I think we know we got to be ready right off the start. I think it's a bit of an advantage to us to go through the emotion of winning a 7-game series and having a couple of days to recoup and get yourself refocused. I think the team that wins tonight in the other series is obviously going to be emotionally drained especially if they only get one day's rest.
As far as you guys go, just talk a little bit about which team that you would have a preference of playing. Any preference, Muskegon or Flint? Obviously, with Flint, you would get the home ice advantage.
Yeah, I think the home ice would serve us well. Flint, gave us a tough time the last 5 games of the year. I think they won 4 of them. So they're a big physical team and present different problems than Muskegon team, who's a more high-scoring team. And I think it really doesn't matter to us. I think we're focused, and no matter who we play, we believe we can get the job done.
As far as on ice, you mentioned you thought you played perhaps your best defensive game here in Game 7. Do you feel like this team as a whole is coming off one of its better performances throughout the year and is kind of peaking maybe at the right time?
Well, I'm hoping so. Going into the playoffs, we hadn't lost many games of the last 10 and went in on a good note and won the first game and then dropped 3 in a row. So you just never know. But obviously momentum's on our side right now. I think the guys are confident. People scored that we need to get scoring. Chodoruk, Schrock, Thomas, O'Connor, Drouin all started coming on the last 3 games of that series. And, all 3 lines were going all out and playing really well. So, we're real positive going into the final series.